And here we go. One last lesson in this particular VTM. This time around, we're going to be taking a look at something that I have received numerous emails about. We're going to be looking at PHP MyAdmin. It is a utility. Basically, it's a series of PHP files that give you a graphical front end to MySQL. It's actually quite cool. Now, why did I not introduce this in the very first VTM? Well, quite simple. I wanted you guys to get into the console. I wanted you to become familiar with working in it. You know, if I introduced this at the very beginning, a lot of you guys would have never, ever, ever opened the console. You'd be like, why do I need to? Well, I'd like for you to know where it is. I'd like for you to know how to use it. I'd like for you to be able to get in there. So with that, Logan, let's go ahead and show them first where they can get it, how they can set it up, and then how they can use it.
Okay. It can be found at phpmyadmin.org. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's the first links you'll find are links to actually download it. They have two different versions of this. They basically have it with the extension .php3 and just .php, all depending on how your Apache server is set up and what extensions it uses for PHP files. So, of course, we grabbed the one for .php files. Okay. So, again, click that, download it.
So, of course, now in this case right here, Logan's already got it downloaded, so you're about to see the fastest downloading action in the world.
So grab this. So we'll just go load up whatever local drive we're working on, and done, downloaded. All right. So to install this, it's very simple. All you have to do is extract it with path information to your web root. So go ahead and extract files.
Now, just in case none of you beginners out there caught that, this was very critical what he said. Extract this to your web root where you've been dropping all of your browser documents, all your HTML and PHP files.
Right, because it is written in PHP. You're going to have Apache catch it, hand it off to PHP, and so on.
Absolutely.
So whatever drive web root, go ahead and extract it. And after that, it's let's see, PHP MyAdmin. So go ahead and.
You want to go ahead and drop down into web root and change the name of the folder that it created?
You can. You don't have to. So now we're inside of web root. This is the folder that it extracted itself to. If you want to make it a little easier and not have to remember the version to get to it, because we're actually going to be typing in this folder in order to get to PHP MyAdmin. So go up, load up a local web browser, and go under that PHP MyAdmin, and grab index.php.
Yeah, so notice he's going under the folder, PHP MyAdmin, and then he's typing in index.php.
So go ahead and load that up, and ta-da!
There she is.
PHP MyAdmin.
Now, this thing, it does offer quite a bit of power, especially for a beginner. And it's not just for beginners. I mean, it really can speed you up.
It does have very advanced features. You can do a lot through this.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is, if you guys get really, really slick with PHP and an understanding of how MySQL functions, you can actually create one of these yourself. But why reinvent the wheel? Right, Logan?
Right.
Right. So the very first thing that you'll notice is on the left-hand side where he's got the mouse right now, there's databases. And if he does a little click on the drop-down.
There you go. There's our BuzzDB.
There's BuzzDB with 4 tables inside it. On the left-hand side, you'll see that it's showing you BuzzDB, and it's showing you the 4 different tables that are available. And we can now, before he clicks the button here, take a look at what we can do. First of all, on the left-hand side, we could click any of those as links to go to the table. Here across the top, you can see that we've got several different things that we can do related to the actual database itself.
Including deleting
it. Dropping it, which is deleting it if we wanted to. And then we also see up underneath that in the table, we've got, again, counter, guest book, and all that good stuff, where we can browse, select, insert properties. We can just jump right into a specific action with that table.
Right.
So why don't we, let's just jump down into, say, the guest book.
Okay.
So he's going to click the guest book, and there you go. No, first thing we see is kind of a definition of the table itself, with all of the fields, all of the types, attributes, nulls allowed, default, extra, et cetera, and you can see that we can go in there and we can actually change these things if we want to. You see the change link over on the right-hand side and the drop as well, which is pretty cool.
Or hit checkbox and change and drop. Or like if you want to drop 3 of them, check 3, hit drop.
Yeah, exactly. And so let's see, what can we do? Let's first just show the data that's available inside. Yeah, go up and run a select.
Okay,
so check this select out. It has got to be one of the coolest things. It's basically a visual select where it will walk you through all of the things you can do. Starting up here at the top, let me just steal the mouse for just a second. Logan can kind of just kick back on autopilot, pretend I am the autopilot. Basically, we can come in here and what fields do we want to look at? Right now, all of them are highlighted. So basically, it's like we're doing a select star. Give me everything. Number of rows per page. How many do we want it to turn back and show us inside the browser itself? And then add search conditions. Let's see. We get down into the actual where. And then down here we have all of the fields where we can say, is it equal to a particular value? Is it like a particular value? There's, a couple of different things that we can actually choose from. So again, we're just going in here and we're fine-tuning a search if we were to utilize this area right here. And then finally down here we get into display order, which is, how do we want to display it, ascending or descending. And right now we're just going to leave everything blank with all of the fields selected. So this is just giving us a basic select star from. And we'll go ahead and hit go. And what we're presented with is another page that gives us a listing of all of the records that's found in that particular table. And in this case right here, these were the records that were added earlier when we went in there and was demonstrating the little guest book after creating it. So Logan, go ahead and edit one of those just to show them how they can actually update the record themselves right here.
So you go in, take some information out or add it, whatever. So now you're basically working with that text field that's in the database. So you can just take that last line out, go ahead and hit go, and
it updates, and
there you go. Here's another very cool thing about this. When you're in doing selects, say you're working in PHP and you want to know exactly what this is doing. Like you've gone through all through here, you've come up with a really cool select that you like, where it's like greater than 3, so on, and you came up. And you're getting the exact results you want, but you want PHP to mimic this now. It's really cool that they give you the SQL query that was run.
Absolutely.
You can grab the SQL query and then throw it into say your PHP script.
Yep. So yeah, absolutely, that's very handy, especially if you're kind of studying different types of. How would I write this or that? You could come in here, visually lay it out, and get the feedback, and then, as Logan just said, paste it into your actual code. And we also have the ability to come in and insert new records. I mean, we've got quite a few things that we're able to do here. Let's see, anything else we want to show?
Emptying or dropping.
Yeah, we can empty the table. We can drop the table altogether. Let's see. I guess on the left-hand side, let's show them how we can get back to the table and back to the database. We can click guest book, and boom, we're back to the table.
There's all the information for guest book.
And if we need to get all the way back up to the database, that BuzzDB is actually a link. So you can jump all the way back up, and here you are looking at the database with all of the tables contained within.
Or create a new table.
Yeah, actually, let's do that real quick. Let's create a test table.
All right. Create table.
So he's going to first give it the name of what the table is going to be. So basically he's doing a create table space test. And then he's going to go ahead, basically, let's say this has been pre-planned because, when you're creating a table, you should already have it documented out on paper. So here we're saying we've got 3 fields that are going to be in this table. So you'll hit go. And we'll get a page that's dynamically generated that we can go in and start filling out definitions of how these 3 fields are actually going to be.
All right, so let's set up that auto ID that had all those extra values we had to set. So auto ID, we made it an integer. We left it at default. We made it unsigned, not null, and gave it auto increment, primary key to keep it unique.
Okay.
So all that, just by clicking buttons, I now have basically the equivalent of that first line.
Very cool.
So we could go and maybe put the name in, which was a varchar, length 64. We didn't put any extra attributes on that. And we've got email, which is also a varchar 64. So we go ahead and save that table. And there we go. We've got a test table, and here it's showing us those fields we just created, what attributes they have, what type they are. So we can go into that new test table now, which I just did.
And let's insert a record into it.
As you see, select is grayed out because there's nothing in it. So insert and the auto ID. Not put anything else. Let's just let MySQL handle incrementing that value. Name, Logan, email, the Jayhawk. I could put my whole email in that. This is just a varchar field, of course. So insert that. We could run a select, and let's just go ahead and basically select all. And there we have record.
There we go. We see auto ID has a number in it that was taken care of MySQL, and we see the other data that Logan put in there himself. Very, very cool. Now let's go ahead and empty it real quick.
Okay. Yep. And so now it's gone, and you can go back to test out here to look at everything. And say we want to actually drop the test table out because we're done with it for this example.
Well, hang on one second. Run another select from guest.
I need a record to do that.
Okay, good. All right, now just wanted to make sure everything was going out. I thought I saw something that acted a little strange for a second. All right, now let's go ahead and go with drop.
Yeah, SQL. That's where basically write out your own SQL out here. That's where it went to a second ago. So go ahead and drop it out.
Yep, and this will actually delete the table.
So you can see it's gone, and now it's actually been deleted out of the BuzzDB.
Very, very cool. So as you can see, it's definitely worth getting this utility, downloading the actual pages, and utilizing it to kind of speed you up in creating databases, tables, seeing how queries can be put together, etc., etc. So with that, that's going to conclude VTM issue number 2 for PHP and MySQL integration. Man, Logan, doesn't that feel great?
Oh, yeah.
It's all over. I mean, until next time, but we've got 2 issues of PHP out of the way. Telling you. Well, guys, I really hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope that you have learned a lot from it. If you put together anything cool and interesting, drop it on the website. Tell us about it so I can go check it out. Logan, go check it out. If you get yourself in a bind, post to the PHP forums, and we'll see if we're able to jump in there and help you. And if we're too tied up with 10 billion things, such as recording, website stuff, etc., I'm sure there's all sorts of people on the site that will also be willing to jump in and help. It's such a great community. I'd like to thank you guys for everything that you've done to help us out here. Remember, the VTMs are free. You're allowed to copy, distribute to your friends if you'd like. We ask you that you don't put it on Kazaa or anything like that, of course. Just, handle distribution yourself to just, friends and all. And finally, if you have not been over to the website, come and support us by simply visiting the website, joining in the community, and checking it out, hanging out with us, talking with us. We've got so many things in the works. It's just an absolutely incredible place. Website's www.3dbuzz.com. With that, that's it for this one. You guys take care, and until next time, just keep programming. See ya. Bye.